I'm not usually the one that speaks. I'm not usually the one that is speaking. I'm not really used to this. I wasn't really prepared, obviously. When he was talking about the shul, go back to when we were growing up. Tati was a goyin in Torah, goyin in Chinuch. Got smicha for my shul, he was a bacher. Push us. But the thing that was the most, the thing that stuck out with me was the contrast between the kevurah and the chesed. Which person could fight the world when it came to agunas, get bills, stories that are happening? And he's willing to take on the world and fight, pick up a family of 9 children one day and walk into the house and say, we're moving to Eretz Yisrael. I said, you're moving to Eretz Yisrael. What's going to be? Everyone's going to go for derech. How are we going to manage? Which schools? He says, this is what Eishno wants. This is the right thing to do. We're moving to Eretz Yisrael. Because that's kifas. But on the other hand, we know what he did for the shul, what he did for people. Every single person was available. He was available for, 24 hours, very close. Until 2 o'clock in the morning, his phone was always on, and Rav is not allowed to turn off his phone. Once if somebody has an emergency. And he would pick up the phone, and there were people that were, that needed his help. And as much as he was a takif and he was able to fight the world, he was a chesed and a person. The bitachon that he had, we all know bitachon and shar bitachon and more bitachon and 250 svarim on bitachon, and he would learn them and he would push us to learn them. Hashem will continue to learn them. I don't know where my eitz is from. Because the Bal Eitzah, someone that everything in the world, right? 5 times a day I would go, okay, Tati, I need Eitzah with this, I need Eitzah with that. Should I go to America? Should I not go to America? Should I do this? Should I do that? There were things going on in my life the last few years. He was there, seichel, slow, helping me. You should give the mommy, and old Mishpacha, and Tante Rachel. Up to Shemayim, to Mishpacha, to Zegi Bobby, his brother Zalman. And he should ask for help for the whole family. When I asked Mechila for myself, I knew I wasn't Mechaber in Korea. And everybody who knows me knows I wasn't. I tried my best, but it wasn't Mechaber in the way I should have been. I made jokes and I should have done this yesterday.
Wie niet meer moest doen.
For the family, Marcheshvan. I want to just say a few nekudas on my shver. The Torah, I can't be made. We know the Talmud Chacham Luflik, but I do know that wherever you ask him anything, anywhere in Shas, he was able to talk to you like he was holding there then. Mishnayos. He had a special affinity for Mishnayos. He knew Mishnayos, Shishta and Mishnah, Al-Peh, backwards and forwards. Halacha, every Nakud in Halacha, any Shaila we ever had, any Mitzvah at all. He had Tilim Shal Halacha on any Mitzvah. The Lamed, all the Shiurim that he gave, and Mechitz Chinuch and Shmaitza through the years, at nights, on Thursday nights, and of course, through the Shas, Yishalmi, and all the Svarim that he worked on that went out over the years. There's Marbitz Torah to all over. There was also Abbas Torah that he did over here in the shul. I remember how he used to push, like Rabbi Jacobson said, he used to push and prod and ask people, please, come for Nachashir, come for Nachashir, come in the morning, come at night. And he used to try to think of different shiurim. Any shir. And he wouldn't mind taking another Rav, another Talmud Chacham. These things didn't mean anything to him. The main thing was that people should learn more. His tefillah. Who can't remember us, the family? He used to walk back and forth from his table for hours and hours for the mitzvah. He used to take every word, say every word clearly. You know, he down Vasikin, from the morning he pushed himself out and he worked. And Eved Hashem, his diktik b'mitzvahs. Every single thing had to be ois gehalten. Every Kriya Shema was a Kriya Shema. Every Shemesh was a Shemesh. If he was on the airplane and he came and he missed a Birkas Chaim or Kedusha, he ran afterwards to the shul, wherever he had to go to find himself a Kedusha, to hear a Kedusha, he shouldn't miss a Kedusha. He's mashpia on us in all, he's so multifaceted, he's mashpia on us in all different aspects. One, the chesed that he did for us, the chesed he did for the klal, we saw the hours that he gave away for people in the shul, and every umlo and every misking was shavah by him. They didn't feel anything. But for the chesed, for us that he did, anytime there was a tzayir for anything, for himself he didn't need anything. But if he needed something, he saw, he said, take money, go buy a mazgan. Go buy a mazgan for your wife. You shouldn't be hot in the afternoon. Go buy a mazgan. He didn't have one, he didn't need one. That's how he lived. Money didn't mean anything by him, as long as it was somebody else. He lived b'tachlis hapashtus. There's an akuda of a certain simcha and tremendous amount of positive energy and simcha that he used to bring into the house that was mashpia, a tremendous amount on the house. That hashpah of simcha was compounded many times over when it came to a Yom Tif, the days leading up to a Yom Tif. Then the Yom Tif itself was a whole Yom Tif. He didn't just live through the Yom Tif, he lived every second of the Yom Tif. Sukkot was Sukkot, he said, and the Sukkot, he took in everything from the Sukkah, and Chanukah was Chanukah, and Pesach, you felt by the Seder. He used to say, the story of Yetzias Mitzrayim, you mamish felt like you were there, you felt the whole process happening. On Tisha B'Av, you felt the Avelus, tangible, the Avelus that he felt, you felt the feel, he felt the Churban. He felt a certain Av of Eretz Yisrael, and maybe he felt a certain missing in the Churban, and we felt it in the house. The main focus could be that we felt over the years was the dagesh that he put on bringing Hashem into our lives, and always looking for Hashem, looking for a bashertkeit, looking for where the Eibushter is, and making sure that you bring him in to live with him. And the second part of that was Kol Masecha Shiyu L'Shem Shamayim, that everything that you do should be for the Eibushter. You shouldn't be doing things for other people. He hated sheker. He couldn't stand when people did things for sheker. By him was a big dogish that we do things for the Eibishter, and that's it, and that's only for the Eibishter. His bitachon, of course, especially like 10, 15 years, how he worked on it, and he worked on it, and he gave it over to us, and he brought us into it, that we felt it, and we lived it. Before 4 years ago, when we started thinking if I should move to America. And I thought that for myself, it's kedai ruchnisdik to move back to America. I sat one night with my wife and we were discussing back and forth, yeah go, not go, yeah go, not go. And I figured that it's okay, the kids, we'll bring them up, Marcheshvan, we're good ruchnisdik kids in Lakewood. But there was one thing that we kept on saying that was missing. What's going to be? Zayd's house. We lived there for so many years together. We lived there every day. The kids felt that kedusha. The kids felt that simcha. The kids felt that positive. Those Fridays when they used to dance with in the klach, and Shabbos, and Beit Shemesh, and Yom Tovim. How could I take the kids away from such a positive chinuch from Zayd and Bobby? That was how we felt. That was the only tzaddik that was being ma'akev us from going to America. I want to ask Mechila, Tati, if I was begay you, and I'm sure I was. We worked together for so many years, and I'm sure I said things that I shouldn't have said. If you can meichel me, share my family, if you can be a Melech Yosher for the children, for the sons, for the daughters, it's from me. My sisters. Yosher, continue going upstairs. We'll do ours. We'll continue. Avraham, we have a dmus to look after. And with Hashem, we should continue giving nachas. We should continue davening for us upstairs. Bilam Mavas Netzach.
Yisayim Hayinu Ve'enav. Many people are Yisayim over here. Us, the family, first and foremost, but really the whole extended family, from the Mezas, from the Oppenheimers, from the Rozanskis, from the Malinowitzes. Tati was the leader. He was the Melech. He was the one. Everybody was Shoel Eitzah by. Obviously, art school, all his work in art school. The shul, obviously, it's very, very difficult to put into a few minutes what Tati was. He was really larger than life, but how would Tati react in such a situation? Tati never would just be strong, pillar of strength. He would always say the right things. Every single situation, whether it's in Yom Tif, whether it's by a Shabbat Brachos, whether it's by a Chasana, he'd always hit the nail on the head. Say the right things. He was a master in Emunah, Bitachon. Very, very, very strong, confident, doing the right thing, doing the Ratzon Hashem at all costs, did what he believed. So you would think that would make it, that it would be very difficult to approach him. But no, the opposite. We all know, everyone in the family knows, everyone in the shul knows, everyone in the koil in Muncie knows, everybody, all his friends know. He was very, very, very personable and very, very, very unbelievable heart for any nitzrach, very down to earth, very, very down to earth, very humor. He wasn't full of himself. He was always very, very, very busy, like we all know, but if any time, anybody in the shul, any friend, anyone in the family, if you needed something specific, give me a time, I'll give all the time in the world. And he always did what people were saying, but this is really the Nakuda that we're going to be learning from Tati and we're going to carry on, because that's what Tati was all about. You do what's right. You do what's right. It doesn't matter what other people think. You don't make blind cheshbonis, like Rabbi Jacobson said. Soine batza, emes. Becoming Rav wasn't easy for him. He didn't think he was going to do it. That's what he felt. That's what was the right thing. Moving to Eretz Yisrael, Vesikin, going to Rav Abba back when he was a buffer, going to Rav Berman. That was the right thing. That's what he felt was the right thing. Bezdin, all the years, always steiging and always growing. There's no such thing, like many people said already before. There's no such thing as stopping. Always steiging, doing what's right, doing what's right, and helping other people. Well, no, he didn't hold of himself. Like Kornfeld said, he didn't hold of himself. Didn't walk around with he did what's right. He didn't feel this is anything so chashuv. If it's necessary, he's going to do it. Whether it's fly to America to a Bimenachem Marvel by Uncle Val, he's going to go. To a Chasana, to a Shabbat to this. Anywhere. If that's the right thing, that's what he's going to do. I want to ask for Mechila, b'shem me, my family. It definitely was not treat Tati the proper cover, the proper respect. But Mitzvah Hashem, you should give Mami and all of us the kindness to continue.
Rav Malinowitz.
Avi, Rechovos. He wasn't just an Avi, he was an Av for anyone that ever had a shaykhis to him. Like Rabbi Jacobson pointed out, a father, the shilov of knowing your father's there for you in anything and everywhere and anything he could do for you. Anytime he had a shash that you want something, that you need something, whether it's to talk, whether it's to buy something, or anything, he had a shash that it's hard for you. Anytime you'd call me in, he would say, I feel like your wife is having a hard time, here, take money, get babysitters, things like that. Just a million of degmais like that, of just caring. He would call you in here, I want to talk to you, I didn't talk to you in a few days, I feel like you. But at the same time, of course, a real mechanech, a real father, that's the Avi, the two-faceted of everything he did, you felt that he's doing this because he feels this is what's right for you, and this is the right thing to do. He always mentioned the Hakdama of the Netziv to Sefer Bereshis, of the importance of Yesharim. You do what's right. Vasisa Yoshev Atoiv. I remember it was mentioned here, the Mitzvah Echad, the Soine Botza and the Emes. I remember once when he discovered a Sharat Zion in the Chaim, in Kuf Nun Vav, the Sharat Zion talks about how when someone takes on Achrayus, what's important in life? What do you have to do? So the Sharat Zion is 5 words, one-liner. And he says, if you would do this for yourself, if you were makabel on yourself to support someone, would you do this for him? That's how you define what's necessary in life. And that is the only thing that he cared about. And the caring of that aspect took on an opposite, like chesed, kevurah, tiferes. The way he cared for people, the list is endless. The way he dealt in the shul with the people he dealt with, and the issues that he dealt with. He always said, a shul, a rav, has to know halacha. Yeah, of course, the shilas. But the main thing is to be helping people. to talk to people, to discuss things, to guide people, and he did it to his utmost. B'kol ha'koyches kulam. He came. He said that he wants to stay in Yerushalayim because he felt that a Rav, it's very, very important for a Rav that he not have one chashash of feeling of a decision being made based on, but I live there. What's going to be if they're not happy? But at the same time, he made sure the 100% that he was available as much, if not more, than any possible Rav. He came early in the mornings, from morning till night, and he slept with the buses. And he spent a lot of time throughout the whole day meeting people, talking to people, giving shiurim on any topic as mentioned. But also, like Yonah said, the simcha of ruchnius he instilled into everyone that he met. The simcha, the Yom Tovim, as an example, was full force. The 100%, he sat in the sukkah, didn't leave the sukkah at all, even tried to daven in the minyan in the sukkah. And that's just one example. But the point is that he gave his full ruchnius, and you were able to tell that that's all that mattered. He put a magnet on the fridge from Shari Chamaisa. It says, you shouldn't care anything. The only thing a person should worry about is, what does Hashem think of me? Don't think about anybody. Don't care about anybody. That's not the point. That's not what you're supposed to be doing in this world. And he instilled it in the family and in the shul and everybody he met, whether it was from his young age, from learning at yeshiva, had his kollel, all the way through until the last day. Everyone obviously would feel the chisaron. It's hard to even talk about. But this is what Hashem wanted, and we hope as Hashem should be meichel me, my family, and the entire family. We did not be mechaber. He was so hamish and so geschmack and so loving. He didn't even make it possible to give him the kavurah roy. You automatically, without realizing, always by accident stepped on him or did something, and we know that it wasn't the kavurah roy, and we asked mechila, and we made it yosher for the whole family, especially mommy, the serious nefesh. Serious nefesh, coming every single Shabbos for 10, 20 years almost. To pack up everything, just take your life away, and just be, because that's what I have to be for the shul. Able to live that and see that, and the people that you took care of in the last 2 months, is not normal. It's not possible to define, and it wasn't easy. But we should all continue on and grow and stay like you would have wanted. And we will be zoiche, u'mocha Hashem l'kim dima me'al kol panim v'neimah amen.
David Malinowitz.
We see in this week's parsha, Sarah was nifter. Many people ask, what was the hesped that Yitzchak Avinu and Avraham Avinu, what the hesped that he gave by the Levaya? Some people say, all they needed to say was, look, my parents just brought us. I just went to the Akedah. They just brought me as a carbon. That was enough of a hesped. Same way, look at from Tati, I look at everybody over here, I look at all our family, see the achdus of the family, and everybody, how we treated everybody, and how we spread all Torah. We all get that from Tati's influence. I want to ask mechila for me, my family, my wife, my kids, and everybody. Marcheshvan dimah me'al kapanim.
Avraham.
Just wanted to say a small
story about Tati. I think that brings out a lot of what everybody said here. The last Shabbos I was there 2 weeks ago, went around the table and said highlights, because you have to show Hakasha Hashem. You have to know what the best. You have to think about what could happen to you that week. Tati was in a lot of pain that week, and he wasn't feeling well. And Tati said, my highlight was that somebody in the shul was masking to take care of Niger, the whole organized shul. That was his highlight. That's all he cared about. And then finally, I have somebody who's going to take care of it, do shul, and he had 2 highlights. I was one, the Torah in the shul, people, that's it. And the other one was that there was somebody in the shul that needed some help, and he had an answer. He figured it out right before Shabbos. He figured out what to do. That's all he cared about. He was in pain. He wasn't feeling well, but that's all he cared about. He cared about other people. He cared about the time of the shul. That's what made him happy. That's what I was cleaning up for. I wasn't happy enough. It was impossible. Couldn't be happy enough. You know, I'm also
Mr. Ramat Malinowitz.
אבא היה תמיד חוכם מאוד גדול, פה הסתגדה יונה הכל, אבל אני רוצה לדבר על משהו שהכי השפיע על החיים שלי במשך היום, במשך כל הזמן. חיים עם הקדוש ברוך הוא, האמונה, הביטחון, ההשגחה, לא הפסיק לרגע. השפיע על כולם, לא הפסיק לדבר על זה לרגע אחד. שיעורים שנתן, כל הזמן להעביר את זה בצורה הכי טובה. כי זה בעצם כל החיים. כמו שפעם אחת אבא קרא לי, לא לאחרונה, אמר לי ברצינות, אתה יודע ישרון מאיר, יום אחד אני אגיע לשם, כולנו נגיע לשם. כי העיקר, כמו שאבא היה תמיד אומר, בסוכס, למה קוראים קהלס בזמן הכי שמח, זה לכאורה דבר עצוב, כמה החיים זה לא דבר שווה. מה אמר? תמיד, כי הפסוק האחרון זה מה שקובע. סוף דבר הכל נשמור אלוהיקים ירא אלוהיקים ירא. יש מצווה של שמור כי זה כל העולם. אם עושים את זה, אז כל קהלס זה לא עצוב, זה הכל. זה מה שצריך לעשות, זה החיים. אבא, את הדבר הזה ניקח כולנו לחיים. סמוך על הקדוש ברוך הוא, לחיות איתו כל הזמן. ביטחון פירושו, ביאור מילולי, לסמוך, to rely. זה הדבר שאפיין את החיים שלך, וזה הדבר שכולנו ניגח איתנו לשמור על זה, ולא נפחד מהחיים, אלא זה מה שיביא אותנו הלאה, וזה החיים, זה כל האדם. מאוד רוצה לבקש מחילה בפרטות, אני הייתי לבד בבית, כל הזמן אני מבקש דברים, לא תמיד אפשר לעשות הכל בקלות, הייתי יכול יותר, ניסיתי, בבקשה תמחילה, תהיה מליציו שם, לגבי הכל, תודה רבה על הכל.
אברהם דוד גינסברג.
Happy. I remember I was always when I came here, I grew up here. I always sat here. A butler, kid, never spoke here. Was always the Rav, give the drush. Let's say a couple of short points. We have me and my wife. I mentioned the Simcha in Yom Tovim and the excitement that Yom Tovim was Hanukkah. We had to make sure at least a couple of nights of Hanukkah we had to run over to do all the dancing that we did in Hanukkah. We would go light, run to a taxi, maybe sleep over. Everybody knows he was everybody knows he was an Ish Emes, people mentioned it already, but whenever there were things that needed to be taken care of, serious things that nobody needed to be taken care of, but nobody really wanted. So he was always the one that would come and do it and push through whatever needed to be done. I grew up here in the Kehillah. I remember growing up here. I remember the Tufa when it was like you wanted the quiet Beis Medrash where there's nobody there and you'll just be by yourself. So you could go to Beis Tefillah. Then after a couple of years, he worked. First it was night seder. He worked on it for a couple of years. It was full every night. Then after night seder, he felt he worked on it enough. He worked on morning seder. And there was already morning seder in the shul. He brought in koilim. Afternoon was the time that there wasn't shul members, so he brought in koilim. And it was a makom Torah the whole day. Anybody mentioned already the fact that he was very giving to everybody in the Kehillah, to everybody that needed things, to everybody fraud. We were there the past couple of weeks after we just had our child. We davened for so much, and she davened for so much. And he had stuck on many things that I probably don't know about. Only some of them he mentioned in passing. And we were there and we decided we're going to leave. 2 nights ago, we decided we want to go home already. We were there for a couple of weeks. We want to get back home, settle in. I was like, no, maybe you should stay. Maybe you need things. Before he left, he called on my wife. He said, do you need anything? Is everything okay? Anything you need? Any help? Money? Whatever you need. And then we went. Then, now we have to come back for other reasons. He was always just giving to everybody, and it wasn't just us. I know the things he did to us, and I'm sure he did to everybody. Some things you hear about, some things you don't and never will. He was really machzik, not only him, it was the whole mishpacha. As Hashem, the whole mishpacha should have koyach to continue without his help down here. Hashem will be made leisure. As Mechila, we have me and my wife, especially the past couple of weeks, in the Levaya Yisurim. Sometimes we might not snag karoi. Tefillah on behalf of us, and Hashem do for fun.
The sons of Terry Kriya now. After the Hespedim were finished, the tzibur is asked to walk outside. The Nita will be following after them. So please go outside onto the street. Do not stay in the stairwell. After Kaddish at the end, we'll be escorting the Mita towards the Yonah.
You're still alive.
Children and grandchildren should go out before. Midava boy for Yalach, Mikatavish, Soraim. People Mitzitha, Lafur, Mimina, Lechaligos, Ragba Inecho, Sabit, Vishirimas, and Shoim, Tirekiato, Adoinoi, Maxi, Elioin, Samto, Melinecho. Boy, Silver, Lafur, Venekali, Kabo, Lecho. Imado, Kabbalah, Small, Coca-Cola, Lecho.
Which way are we going down? Going down the ramp?
Where are the children? לרדת, תלך המדרגות.
Larry Walker.
Go back the same way. You came up here, we go. This one. Out here. No, we're going this way. I just asked.
Put down. Akavio ben Malal Eloi Meistakel B'Shloisho Dvorim Vein Ato Boridei Avei Adam Miyayin Boso. Iron Ato Elef V'Lifnei Miyato Tzidikei Din V'Cheshbon Miyayin Boso Mitzvah Slicho. Iron Ato Elef Imkoim Ufarimo V'Soleyo V'Lifnei Miyato Tzidikei Din V'Cheshbon. לפני מלך מלכי המלוכים הקודש ברוך יציר תומים פעולוי כי כל זה רוחב משפט אלה מינו ואינו צדיק ויושרי גדול לא היצו ורב ועליות שעינך פתיחו יסל כל דרכי בני יהודה מוסי סריש כדוכוב וכפי מעלו לו בלעגי כי יושר אדוינוי צירי ולא יעברו סבוי אדוינוי נוסן ואדוינוי לוקח ישם אדוינוי מבויוך וירחו מכף שוביים ולא ישחי סבירו בלו שבעה פורים ולא יראה כל חמוסוי. קדיש. גדל.
V'yisador, v'yisalev, v'yisalol, shmei dekutcha b'richu. Leilam and kabet chasa v'shivasa, tishchasa v'nechmasa, damiram b'alma v'imru amen. Eish lam rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. V'yisah shalom b'memo, v'yasah shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
ייתן דין וחשבון. מיין בוסו מטיפוס רוחרנתו אלוהים קוים ופרים ובשרעו. ולפני מיעתו ייתן דין וחשבון לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא וירחם יכפר ובאים ולא ישחיס ולא שבעה פוי ולא יראה כל חמוצוי. קדיש. Somebody should say Kaddish. Yizadar Yisalev Yisalav Shmei Kedusha Rechovos Ela Mekavah Chasav Yishuasad Yishuasad Nechamasad Amen Yesh Lama Ramat Min Shemaya Chaim Aleinu Azay Yisrael Amen Shalom Ramat Shalom Aleinu Azay Yisrael Amen.
So they can't manufacture this too much. They might not make it.
בבקשה נא לעבור לצד כדי לפתוח את הכבישים.